Hello, welcome to episode 2. I'll be going over Excel World as you can have seen in my previous video. Now, through various practice, I know this will take a long time, so I'll try to get through this within 10 minutes. Slight possibility that I might have to do a part 2 if I keep track of mine. Okay, so for the setting and stuff premise, it's a 24 episode anime series based off of the light novels of the same name that who's written by the same author as the author of Sword Art Online. Now, it's about a short and fat kid named Haruyuki Arita and his involvement with the world of the Burst Linkers, where he and his group try to attain level 10 to find out the idea behind Brain Burst. The plot goes through several story arcs. The first is the introduction where Haru is introduced to the world Brain Burst. He loses his bully, fights his best friend, discovers he has the only ability that allows him free flight. Then Kuroyuki Hime ends up using that to announce her return as the Black King. And the next arc is where the Red King asks Kuroyuki Hime to help taking care of one of her members, Cherry Rook, who became the fifth Chrome Disaster. In the end, it's revealed that the Yellow King is responsible for that, and they took care of Cherry, ending his life as a Burst Linker. It also gave an indication, at the end of that arc, it gave an indication that part of the Chrome Disaster attached to Haru, not as part of an equipment, but like insect, basically. Now, in the final story arc in the series, I have to say is my personal favorite. This is when they verse Dusktaker. See, in this story, Seiji Nomi is the primary antagonist. Of course, there are his allies, but however, the storyline focuses mainly on Seiji Nomi. Now, as an antagonist, I have to say I kind of like him. I mean, he was a clear asshole, smart, and knows what he wants. And knows what he wants to do. Knows how to do it. He tries to blackmail Haru. This drives him into a corner. But Haru doesn't give up even when he lost his wings, since he plans and gets the help of previous ally of Kuroyuki Hime and gains a method to fight back. Now, in this arc, there are 3 fights we see that is basically between Haru and Seiji. The first one where he took Haru's wing. Second one when Seiji was taking the test, and Taku fought him, having Haru become like the audience basically. But however, that fight ended not that good, and basically Haru had to take over using the incarnate system and jetpack. The fight would have almost had them won, except for Chiyu temporarily betrayed them for her plan to work. And I like this part of the fight because of the fact that the Chrome Disaster from before was trying to take over Haru through his anger. Now, in the third fight, Taku participates, but this time he uses the incarnate system as well. Now, you know things looked pretty bad when Seiji came with his own backup and set up a trap. But then Kuroyuki Hime shows up, takes care of Seiji ally, keeping him busy. And now this fight is almost at the conclusion, but we see Chiyu healing Seiji again, but this time Chiyu reveals her plan. Seeing this was indicated before, but it was subtle that her ability isn't healing per se, but actually reversing time. So she was waiting for her ability to increase in power. So essentially, she forced Seiji to give Haru's wings back. Now, okay, 3 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, good. Last time took 6. Okay, for the music. Now the music wasn't bad, but as the music did do a good job in setting the mood. But for me, the opening and ending songs weren't exactly cutting for me. I mean, they were good, but they weren't good enough for me to put on my MP3 player. In fact, the only one that I liked was the second opening song titled "Burst the Gravity." Now, the characters. Let's go over the principal characters. The first is Haru. He was in the beginning a short, fat kid who was constantly bullied, but in the story, in the beginning, his bullies dealt with. He is the unique character in the series, and he's only the one with a flight ability. This essentially makes him an overnight celebrity in the Brain Burst world. Gotta say, from all the protagonists I have seen, not that many are fat. In fact, the only fat characters I have seen are either minor characters or antagonistic characters in other animes. Now, Kuroyuki Hime, she's the black, quote-unquote, king. And I gotta say, I enjoy her character as well. As of the female leads I have seen in other animes, there are very few that actually lead the group, and who is the strongest. I mean, sure, I'm not saying that female characters can't be the leaders, but however, usually when the story focuses on the male lead, the female isn't exactly the leader that often. And she's only a leader when the story focuses on her instead. Okay, now on to Taku. He's somewhat interesting, the fact that he's not a rival, but more like a teacher, substitute teacher or something. The fact that he has more, due to the fact that he has more experience, but can help out Haru. But because he was teaching him, because he could teach him things that he wouldn't have learned, or at least wouldn't have learned easily. Chiyu, initially, I disliked her because even after getting the Brain Burst program and find out her ability, initially she was not with a feeling like healer. I would have thought that I was thinking that, oh great, another useless Sakura character. I mean, after revealing that her healing, that her ability isn't healing but reversing time, I was thought, oh, so she upgraded from a useless Sakura character to a somewhat useful Orihime character. So it's a bit of improvement, okay? I mean, on a side note, in the Naruto manga slash anime, I guess I don't exactly like it that much. I mean, and my least favorite character is my least favorite character is Sakura, but that's just a whole different story. Now, oh wow, 5 minutes 40 seconds or so. Last time at this point, it took me a full 10 minutes. Okay, now for what I rate it almost like at 85, but at least a 70. Why I gave it that rating is because the plot isn't complete. If anyone had read the light novels, they would have known that the anime ended at like the third volume or something like that. So if the anime would continue later on, my rating of it would go up. Now, as you can see in the picture that I've included here, my last video, I covered Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Now, as you can see here, my next video, right here, will cover Zero no Tsukaima. Now, I was saying in advance that that video will most likely be like a 2 or 3 part due to the fact the entire series is broken up into three seasons, each with their own focus, and have covered the light novels a much like a greater coverage. Now, this is 43091. Hope you have a nice day, and I hope you enjoyed this episode.